Hi everyone and welcome back to the Crafty Yellow Camper. This is part 2 of my window wishes card. My phone unfortunately decided it was full and cut me off in mid-flow. So I'm just going to give you a quick recap. So this is the card that we're making. So what I've done is I've used the die for the window. As I said in my previous video, this comes in 2 parts. And I've used a piece of vellum behind that, which I've embossed with this one from the Charming Landscapes, which is a 2-pack of embossing folders, and they're sized to fit through the mini cut and emboss machine. As I said in my previous video, if they are landscape rather than portrait, but you can still use a middle section. I've added the leafy swag using the stamp and then die cut it. And then what I was just about to do when my video decided to cut itself off was I was going to add some berries with this Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics. Comes in a pack of 3, so you get a red, a white and a black. So the black would be really good for Halloween, things like car wheels, that kind of stuff. The white, obviously snow, and the red is quite good for berries. Obviously the white is good for berries as well, especially if you're doing mistletoe, but I'm going to use a little bit of the red. You do have to make sure that you leave this to dry because it does need a few hours just to go off. So all I'm going to do is add a few little it's one of these things you need it upside down, no, and it will self level. So okay, it's a bit like icing a cake. Those little bits that are sort of standing up will disappear. Oh gosh, don't shake it, otherwise you end up with air bubbles and that will do what it's just done there. So I'm just adding randomly some red dots, and you can make it as big or as small as you like, depends how much you squeeze out. Okay, I'll just add another little one there. It's just a different alternative to add a little bit of bling really without using gems. Okay, yep, just add a few more. I think we could do with a few more up the top here so it looks like a little gathering of holly berries in the middle there. And I'll just add another one here and here. I want it to be random, I don't want it to be too organised. So we'll go for another one there, because obviously berries grow in random orders in the real world. Okay, I'm just going to add another one there. Okay. Just adding a few extra ones here, and then as I said, it will self level, but you do need to put it somewhere to dry where it's not going to get leaned on, otherwise it will smush. Okay, so if I just hold that up, hopefully you can see that. So when they dry, that it's like liquid pearls, but when they dry it will still be raised, so it just adds a little bit of 3D-ness to your card. So we've got on the inside, we've got that piece that I've embossed, and as I said before in the first video, you can write up here and down here, gives you plenty of room. And then we've got the window so that when it's standing up you get a little bit of light that comes through. I can't really stand it up properly without it sliding so you can see. There you go, it does stand up. And then all I'm going to do is add a greeting along the bottom, and I think what I'm going to do is use needs to be something long, I think. Actually, I like this curved one from Our Hearts to Yours, so let's have a, shall we use that one? This one obviously is going to be too big because I want it to go down the bottom. Could do for Lots of Joy at Christmas, or actually no, let's do Merry Wishes. So let me just find that one on here. There. Helps if you have the stamp set the right way up, doesn't it? Just going to grab a block. And again, my top tip for lining up is use your grid paper. Mine is absolutely filthy. I should have cleaned it before I started. But put the stamp the way you would stamp it along one of the lines, and then just put your block on top, and then that way you know you're going to pick it up in a straight line. And we just need a little bit of cardstock to stamp that on. And I did used to keep all my white trimmings, but you end up with so many of them that it gets a bit over papered. So I'm just going to grab a scrap from my scrap bit. I do keep the bigger trimmings, especially of basic white, because they're really good to stamp a greeting on. Okay, so, we have got, I hope if I put the stamp up the right way, we've got red on there, and we've got the Orchid Oasis, so, and we've got the Smoky Slate actually for the frame. This is real red. I think I might pick that out actually. Let me just grab my real red. Oh, sorry if I jogged you there. My real red ink pad, and then that'll pick up the red berries. And red is Christmassy, isn't it? Okay, so just ink that up. There we go. There's our Merry Wishes. And I'm just going to close that ink pad so I don't lean on it, because I know what I'm like. And I'm just going to bring in my little guillotine to make sure that I get that straight. Okay, and we want it roughly in the middle. Okay, that's straight on there. And then what, oh gosh, nearly put that down. And then what I think I'll do is flag the ends. And I'm going to use the punch, if I can find it. Yeah. This is the triple punch. So you've got a hole, once you've punched it, putting ribbons through. You've got a fancy corner, and you've got this triangular corner. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. I can actually see better. That works really well for the triangular corners if the piece of cardstock's thicker. So to do a flagged end, cut up the middle and then cut from the corner points of your piece of cardstock in, and that should give you a perfect flag. So again, I'm just eyeballing it, so cut it up from the edge in the middle and then go in and cut from the corners. Oh, well, made a right mess of that, haven't I? There we go. I'm hungry. Should never craft when I'm hungry. Had a busy day today. My tummy is grumbling. Right, okay, we're going to put a couple of full-size dimensionals on the back of that, because that piece is wide enough to take it. Okay, and again, use your thumbnail if you're not very good at getting the tops off, because it will crease them and lift the edges. Okay, I'm just going to bring our card back in, and I'm going to put that Merry Wishes down the bottom there, like that. There. Okay, so part of me is looking at that and thinking it looks really plain, so I might have a think about that. Oh, I tell you what I'll do, we'll bring back in our pearlized dots, and I'm just going to do a row of 3 if I can get it to work properly. 1, 2, 3. Just give that one a little bit more down there, and I think that'll do it. Okay, so there's our finished card. I'm sorry you've had to watch this video in 2 parts. Hopefully now I've freed up some storage space on my phone, it won't do that to me again. All right, that's all from me for now. See you all again soon, and happy stamping. Bye for now.